And what do you have planned for the club? What's the schedule you're thinking about?
Essentially, the schedule I am thinking about is just having everybody come in and sign in. Apparently, and as they sign in, I ask them for ideas for the club because I don't want this club to just be me. I want this club to be everybody else's club because that I know everybody has the creative side inside of them, and so it's just I'm trying to figure out what works for them, what they want to happen in this club. And then I put a topic up on the wall for the people who need inspiration, who need something to write about and need a topic. I put that up, but if the person does not, then they don't have to look at that. They can write whatever they want. It's all just optional. Everything's optional. It's not mandatory. And this Writers Club is just they start writing, and that's when we present. After that, and then we get to the poetry and all of the works that people have, and then we at the end we play a writing game. I've really found out that a lot of people like the game round robin. It's when you write one sentence and you pass the paper, and then the other person writes a sentence and you pass the paper, and it's a time limited game, and it's really fun. It's really fun. I've found that out, and there's just other games that we've tried. There's been some type of game where I list descriptive words and people have to decide what I'm describing, or there's been a whole bunch of games that we've tried, and there's still some more games that we can't try, and it's just really fun. It's really fun. And
do you believe getting in touch with nature has a lot to do with your writing process?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it does. Because when I go to work out, and when I come from working out, I see stuff I would not have normally seen. I really observe the atmosphere, and I really see stars, the stars details and everything. And then I see some squirrels sometimes, and it makes me feel poetic, and it makes me want to write a poem. And that's why in this Writers Club I have planned for us to go on nature walks maybe, and I just thought that would be a great idea for someone that needs inspiration to just see nature in its full view instead of just walking past it without caring, because a lot of people, in my opinion, I've done that sometimes, and I know a lot of others have done that, and it would be great if we could just stop for a minute and observe everything and just write what we feel about it.
Are there any guidelines for joining the club that you have planned out?
There are no guidelines. It's just that if you're going there, you're going there to share yourself, share your creativity, share what you have for us. And if you don't, people, I'm all ears. People can come and listen. It's okay with me if someone just always comes to listen and never writes, but I would expect that person to have written something maybe in the future. And so, Writers Club is not just for those people who are really good at writing. Writers Club is for people who want to learn how to write, who are curious in writing. And if they want to write, then I want to quench their curiosity by enticing them to come to Writers Club. And by that, it's just learning how to write. I'm learning how to write creatively, learning how to be more creative, more open-minded with yourself. And basically, that's just what I plan with this Writers Club. It's just we do have a few rules in Writers Club. It's very confidential. We don't share anything outside of Writers Club. So strictly confidential, like when you're going to the counselor. Mm-hmm. And we have we do not say anybody's name that goes here when we're reading our writing. If they go here, their name is strictly forbidden to say out loud. And just But we, it's just creativity, basically. Should be called Creative Club, but Writers Club is the best fitting name I could give it.
And you also brought a poem that you'd like to share with us?
Yes. I did bring a poem.
Is that called... read it right now? Or?
Sure.
Okay.
It's called Ocean of Cars. Not many people can stop the ever-present sound of the motion that keeps me aground. Whether I live in the city or in a small town, rural farms in an adolescent state crush the wrath of their weight. Yet unwavering, I persist to deal with the fate of the burdens I must bear, the lure I must fight. I need to survive the night. Fickleness of animosity crowds the ever-populated times of the mind that used to speak scriptures that were too sublime. Alike think creative minds. Souls fight the mist that intertwines. The universe of greater achievement exists only for the needless. Poverty exists only to demean the martyr of the rich, of whom will eventually get thrown into the swallowing abyss. They finally become familiar with hardship, suffering for eternity in Satan's pit. But poverty never suffers. By far, God is his Savior, even his lover. Though hard times, God will always bless him. He might not have material wealth, but his spirit comes with abundance. The mind, of which had once thought of committing the greatest sin, bowed to God and became immune to that within. Greater good, though ally fight. So for the people who wish to enter the light, the cars of the ever-present motion sound like waves rushing upon a lonely ocean. That's it.
Well, Stephen, thanks so much for sharing those words with us, and thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
That concludes this week's episode of Inside Baker. Stay tuned to KNBU TV for more original programming. Once again, I'm your host, Cyrus Oliver. Thanks for joining us.